It's your girl T here, back with another Monday vidya. I know you guys are having a beautiful, blessed day because you're tea timers. It's just what we do. Our affirmation of today is, I have no limiting beliefs. We have no limiting beliefs. We're tea timers. We don't have any limited beliefs because we say we don't. So I wanted to discuss a few subscriber questions that I got that I thought were really interesting, and I thought that I should answer them for you. The first subscriber question was, what is the point of imagination? The point of imagination, their meaning, can they picture having two SPs at once? Like their end result is that instead of one SP, they have two. Of course you can have two SPs. The point of imagination is limitless. So you can imagine as much or as little as you want, and it will eventually manifest. Now, if you want two SPs instead of one SP, you believe that you can have two relationships at the same time or all together, it's up to you. You decide the narrative for your own reality. It's just like if we're both looking at the same thing, we're going to have two different perspectives of what that same thing is, or what it means, or why it's there, etc. Just like we are all individualistic in our own ways, the same thing would happen with what we want the end result to be in our 3D. So if our dream is to have two people in our lives that we have a loving relationship with, that's what you imagine. There's no limits on it. Nothing has meaning until we assign it such. So if your meaning is that you want two SPs at the end of the day, feel free. It's your reality. Do as you want. Another question was asked that if everything is a reflection of us, like everyone is us pushed out, does that mean that when we're thinking of our person intensely, they're thinking of us intensely as well? Yes. I like to believe so. Scientifically, they've said that when you're thinking about someone a lot, that means they're thinking about you a lot. I don't need science to prove it. I just, in my world, whenever I think about my SP a lot, it turns out they're always thinking about me the same way. It's just like I say to you guys, when you guys are talking to yourself poorly and you're thinking that your SP thinks you're a loser or you're last place or they wouldn't choose you out of a million different people, you'd be last pick, that's what's going to flow over to them. And when the SP receives your thought, it's not like they receive it and it goes, oh, this is tea time thinking this, not me. They think it's their thought. So if I'm like, I'm a loser, I hate myself, I'm fat, I'm ugly, SP thinks I'm fat, SP thinks I'm ugly, SP every time. When you're saying stuff like that, when they're receiving those thoughts, they're thinking it's their own thoughts. So they're thinking that these are the original thoughts coming about you from them. That's why we want to be really clean in our thought process and only think great things about ourselves. We're worthy, we're deserving, we're beautiful, we're powerful. Everybody wants to be with us. Everybody wants to commit to us. We have a choice of anything we want in our reality. Those are the kind of thoughts we want to be having throughout the day. And if those thoughts naturally don't come to us, it is our job to continuously pump those thoughts into our head until our subconscious turns that into an actual solidified belief for us. Obviously, growing up, a lot of us were fed things that weren't productive, weren't positive, weren't great things about ourselves. So we have to turn the ship around now and feed the opposite thoughts to ourselves. Feed ourselves goodness. Tell ourselves how much we love ourselves. Prove to ourselves how worthy and deserving we are by how much work we put in, i.e., the positive vibes that we're feeding to ourselves. When we are wondering why our SP is mirroring back ugly things towards us, what are we saying to ourselves? What are we saying that they think of us? And how do we view them? Do we view them up here, or do we view us up here and they're down here? And it's okay when you first start to not think of yourself up here and to not believe that you're up here. That's why we use affirmations. That's why we use scripting or declaring, because it's a tool to put us into the mindset that those are real beliefs for us. We don't always start out thinking that we're rich, we're beautiful, we're successful. But the more the more repetition we do of these thoughts over and over and over, is the more that we will start to believe them, is the more that our subconscious will create a new neural pathway, is the more that our beliefs will start changing and our 3D will start mirroring back the changed thoughts and the changed emotion and the changed energy management that we have been outputting. A lot of us put too much faith into the technique itself. We think if we don't affirm this all day long, it's not going to happen. Or if we don't pick the right affirmation, it's not going to happen. You have been manifesting since you were born. You have been a master manifester since you were a child. It's just returning ourselves back to that natural state when we were children of being able to conscious or unconsciously manifest without all these rules and regulations on us. We can manifest, we know how, just when we're older and our logical brain kicks in, there's always needing to be reasons. Why are you giving me this new affirmation? Why are you saying these things about yourself? You've said this about yourself in the past. Why did it flip all of a sudden? We always have to assign a meaning to everything, but to be the observer in your mind and let negative thoughts roll through without a narrative attached to them and feed in the positive to your subconscious mind is what is going to change your outside world. And for those of you who are manifesting from the 3D, like you're responding and reacting to the 3D and you're not creating up here first, that's going to put you into a loop. So we don't want to think that the 3D is real. We're interacting with the 3D and then it's recreating the 3D the way we don't want, and then we're reacting to it and recreating. We want to see the 3D as information or a flow of what we need to work on, what is working for us, and then we go back internally into our imagination, our brain, our mind, our thoughts, and create more positive beliefs to keep us aligned to the woman or man who has it all. If y'all have questions about this, and I love them, y'all know what to do. I love you, but not as much as y'all should be loving yourselves. Have a beautiful, blessed Monday. Bye!